What if I told you the watch on your wrist could be worth more than a luxury mansion in Beverly Hills, and some of these Rolexes? Well, they are not just watches, they're million-dollar time machines. The truth? Each of these masterpieces has a story of history, power, and exclusivity so rare, that the average person will never even see one in person. Stick around until the very end, because Rolex No. 1 is not just the most expensive Rolex ever sold, it is also the most controversial in history. Quick teaser transition, but first let us step into the world where time is literally money. Rolex GMT Master 2 Ice $485,350. Drenched in 18K white gold and diamonds covering almost every inch, this is Rolex saying, yes, we can go overboard, beautifully. Built for precision but dressed for royalty. Fun fact, the weight of this watch is so noticeable, it is like carrying a small ingot of gold on your wrist. Quick humor break, and yes, you will probably need to start lifting weights before wearing it just for balance. Rolex Pearlmaster 39 $500,000. The Pearlmaster 39 combines rainbow-hued sapphires with a diamond-set bezel that turns heads instantly. Rolex designed this as a jewelry watch hybrid, perfect for those who want both prestige and sparkle. It's not just about price, it's about the statement, I'm here, and so is my bank account. Rolex Daytona Platinum Ice Blue $550,000. Crafted in platinum with an ice blue dial that whispers luxury rather than shouts it. Designed for endurance racing but worn by billionaires at boardrooms. This watch proves subtlety can be just as expensive as sparkle. Interruption question: would you rather have this on your wrist, or a brand new Lamborghini in your driveway? Rolex Submariner 1967, COMEX, -$600,000. A diving watch turned rare collectible, given only to professional saturation divers. The COMEX logo on the dial transforms it from tool to treasure. Survived extreme underwater pressure, yet now it's more likely to live in a climate-controlled vault. Cliffhanger tease, but the Rolex coming up next? It literally traveled to the deepest place on Earth. Rolex Deep Sea Special -$660,000. Built in the 1960s, designed to survive the Mariana Trench expedition. Looks more like a submarine gauge than a wristwatch, because that's exactly what it needed to be. This is Rolex proving they could beat nature itself. Humor break, perfect for your next casual trip to the bottom of the ocean, if that's your thing. Rolex Daytona Paul Newman $1.2 million. The racing legend's personal watch that redefined collectible timepieces. Distinctive dial design, nicknamed after Newman himself, sparked a decades-long collector frenzy. Once auctioned for over $17 million in a charity sale, but regular Newman Daytonas still cross the million mark. Cliffhanger: if Paul Newman's watch can sell for that much, imagine what a watch owned by an actual king might cost. Rolex Bao Dai $5.1 million. Owned by the last emperor of Vietnam, Bao Dai. Features a rare black dial with diamond markers, only one of its kind. Sold in Geneva for over $5 million, making it one of the most historically significant Rolexes ever. Interruption: this is the kind of watch that doesn't just tell time, it tells history. Rolex Cosmograph Daytona Unicorn $5.9 million. The only white gold vintage Daytona ever made. Nicknamed the Unicorn because of its one-of-a-kind status. It was auctioned for charity, because even in the watch world, rarity rules everything. Tease, but our number one Rolex? It's wrapped in diamonds and controversy. Rolex Anti-Magnetic A $2.5 million. Wait, a $2.5 million Rolex before number one? This ultra-rare chronograph was built in the 1940s for scientists. Only a dozen exist, and its value is in both rarity and technical achievement. Sometimes, quiet elegance beats diamonds. Rolex Daytona, the legend, $17.8 million. The holy grail of Rolex collecting, the one owned and worn by Paul Newman himself. Auctioned at Phillips for a jaw-dropping $17.8 million, shattering all Rolex records. The reason? Its personal connection to an icon, combined with unmatched rarity. Final hook: this is not just a watch. It is the moment where time, fame, and history collided, and the world paid millions to own it. These are not just watches, they are symbols of legacy, power, and the relentless human pursuit of perfection. Whether they are coated in diamonds or wrapped in decades of history, one thing is certain: Rolex has mastered turning time into treasure. And who knows? The next legendary Rolex might be sitting quietly in someone's drawer, waiting for its moment in history.